I'm truly grieved, totally grieved in regards to this incident that have occurred in Jamaica. And I just like want to have a one-to-one talk with my fans and my fellow Jamaicans, women all over the world, because a lot of us, we don't really have anyone to guide us. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm here to be your leader or your king. King, right? Because I'm so imperfect. I've made so many mistakes in my life. And one of the thing that took years for me to realize was my husband impregnating me over and over again, as that was his way of keeping me, because he just didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe that he could be a good provider and a good husband, and that I would stay with him. He believed that he had to give me children over and over and over and over again. So from the age of 14 straight to 21 years old, I was just having kids, and I love my children. But if God should give me another life, I think I would look at life differently, look at my budget, and not just for the year, look at the life ahead of me, and maybe have 2 kids in my 30s. But I do love my kids because I'm stuck with them. I love them. You get me? But some people are so unrealistic about life. For example, including myself, I was unrealistic. Because including this lady with 17 kids, and say that children are a blessing and that somebody needs to pay for them. That's ridiculous. But I can't save the world, but I believe that I can make a difference in my country. And I'm not using the Gully Bop incident as a stepping stone, but I can truly, truly relate to it. So often, us women, we don't know the value of ourselves. I really look up to the teachers in Jamaica, because some of them, my teachers believed in me more than my parents. They made me feel that I could accomplish so much. And when you're little and you say, I'm gonna be a queen. When they used to ask me, what are you gonna be in life? I used to say a queen. Because they let us read all these unrealistic books where people lived happily ever after, and they rule their kingdom and they dress up every day and look beautiful. But I can still be a queen in my own rights, but first I had to fall and make so much mistakes. But I just want to talk to you today, my fans, my friends, and remind you that you are so precious in the eyes of God. It takes 9 months to carry you here. Lots of pampers and pampering and everything else, and you made it into this world wherever you came from. And you're such a beautiful soul, especially my Jamaicans. You're so intellectual, streetwise and otherwise. And I love you so much. But I really, really need for you to not let anybody abuse you. There's no doctor, no matter how they try, that can make a body. They're doing all kind of plastic surgery and everything. But once somebody destroys your body, it can never be the same. And you're a soul. Of course you're not this body. You're a soul that come on this earth in this body. This is your temple. As a matter of fact, the Bible says it's God's temple. And we destroy this body sometime with smoking too much, drinking too much, sexing too much, but then we even go further as to allow other people to destroy this body. They call life, they call being on earth the school of life. Where we go from here, nobody truly knows. But if, let's say, you're here for a test, or you're here to contribute to this world, how much can you contribute when someone is beating you? When somebody is putting you down, destroying you, not only physically, but mentally. I went through a lot of mental abuse. I was told that I'm fat, and I remember the day my husband called me to the window and told me if I don't know what to do. And I said to him, what? And he said, jump to bomber clot, because you not serve no purpose in life. You're just fat and buffo, and all these words. It's just recently that I'm starting to really embrace myself and embrace my body, and even my man that used to drop words now and then and tell me about my body, called me today, and he was like, I really miss you. I really miss your good up coochie. He didn't say good up, but he said it a certain way, and I wrote it down because I'm going to write a song about it. But until you respect yourself, ain't nobody going to respect you. You understand? I remember coming out with my songs the other day, somebody go as far as to tell me, do not put your face on the album. Put another woman's face. And I've gone as far, people tell me, oh, you can't sing. And I'm not going to say I'm the greatest singer, but I did allow for people to cut me down to a point where recently I was in the studio and I could have done so much better, but I kept hearing in my ears, you can't sing, you can't sing, although I have 45 of the most beautiful songs. But this is not about me. I'm here for you. And this is what I like to tell you. Please, do not let anybody put their hands on you. Do not allow it. I know you may be dependent on certain individuals for financial reasons, but more and more Jamaican females are far more independent than their counterparts. You understand it? It's best. Some people don't want to go back home to their parents, but it's best you go back home more than stay out here. What if, for example, Bop's wife had gone, and I say wife because that's what he put out there, that's what she puts out there, but I bet you any money by about next week, I give Gully Bop 13 days to come forth and say that she's not his wife. But being that he now say that she's his wife, what if Deborah Nicholson had gone to Jamaica and had been beaten to such a point where she died in Jamaica? Would we still call her a stalker and say that she had every right to be beaten by this man because she has no right to be in Jamaica? Would we? I just posted pictures of Miss Nicholson and Gully Bop together prior to the incident, and that doesn't look like a stalker to me. That truly looks like a woman who is in Jamaica based on the fact that she's being invited, is there with her husband, is enjoying herself. But Gully Bop, why do you have a baton in your hand? That I don't understand. And during that time, you may have made a statement to her and she took it lightly. I do know that he's a jealous man, but why, people are coming forward to cover up the faults of this man. I put a post up there where women are saying that, poor Gully Bop. What about this woman? I mean, I'm almost ashamed to tell you that I have been here crying for another woman that totally looked down on me, came on the scene, said the worst things about me. Whatever she said went viral, because she came, pointed me out to the world and said, this woman, Amari, is a wicked woman. And I haven't been here crying because of what she said about me. I'm crying because I know what she's going through. Imagine going to Jamaica. You don't live in Jamaica. You go to visit. and then you turn around and you're being battered by this man, it's already totally embarrassing. You're cornered because you have nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. You're in the bushes of St. Thomas. You can't really run from him, and so you're totally cornered. And here goes this woman. The photos are on Instagram.com/DJ Mona Lisa 1, with both of her eyes purple and swollen, cheekbones, her cheekbones, you can see where she was struck on the cheek, and not to mention when the father of my kids used to inflict wounds on me, he would make sure that there were no marks. And when the cops would come, he would tell the cops that I'm crazy. And I'm hearing the same thing about this woman. Also, my husband, when the cops came, he told them I'm crazy, I'm delusional. And I will not accept these statements being made against this woman. And to think that it's other women who are coming out with these allegations, such as Jackie Ante, not her real name, who is an undercover troublemaker that wants to definitely run Gully Bop life because he may have taken money from her once or twice. She wants to control his life. She wants to bring down any and everyone associated with him, and she wants to be the only Gully Bop fan and the only person in the world that Gully Bop say their name, and the only person affiliated with Gully Bop. Now that's a stalker. Now we're talking about a fan that have always been his page. All of a sudden feel that she's now a manager who talks on behalf of Gully Bop continuously. Now Miss Ante did not realize that the world knew through Amari that Gully Bop was locked up from last night. So there she went on his page this morning pretending to be Gully Bop. Although people know that he's quote-unquote illiterate and unable to make such statements that were made on his page. And just to show you how conniving this woman is, she went as far as to be writing about another individual in Gully Bop voice and made a mistake and mentioned Gully Bop name, just to show you that it wasn't Gully Bop writing the statement. Yes, bitch, go take it down, now that you realize. But I'm saying, how can you be so conniving and evil and spread rumors about this woman saying that she's crazy? Crazy people can't take plane. I'm not going to say she's over-educated and blah, 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 and not to call her crazy in some aspect, but we're talking about domestic violence here. Gully Bop, it was hard for him to take a plane. If you know how many planes miss me, dealing with Gully Bop? How many plane tickets I had to pay all over at the airport? But it didn't matter to him. But this woman is able to travel abroad. And I know she's not crazy enough where anybody has to help her to go through the airport. She find her way to the airport, go through immigration and everything, gets on the plane, land in Jamaica, go through another set of immigration and find her way to St. Thomas, and you're telling me that Miss Nicholson is crazy? Well, Amari would be crazy to believe that. And you all have called me, not you all, but I'm talking mad and crazy and everything, but I'm not as crazy as you all think I am. As a matter of fact, I see things that many of the people that think they're not crazy don't see. And at least I feel what you fail to feel. And what I'm feeling right now is a woman who is totally distressed, locked up in the jail in Jamaica. Now, this is my question. Did the cops take this woman to the hospital before they took her to the vicinity of the jail? Now remember, when a woman is abused, 99% of the abuse, there is no mark. Did you think about taking this lady to the hospital, making sure that she's checked thoroughly for things such as blood clots, etc., instead of just locking her up as a female and locking her away? Because you want things to look good. You don't want the world to come down on you and say, why did you lock up Gully Bop? So what you do? You lock up both. But I guarantee you that you did not take her to a hospital. And that is totally wrong. And guess who came on the scene? Do you think it was females that came on the scene? And I did hear her talking to a female, but most likely males came on the scene. But even the females that exist, they no longer have hearts of females. They have become so manly and ungodly that they cannot feel it for another female. Now we are talking about a mother. We're talking about a mother that have her older kids that totally respect her. How many mothers are you going to go around and let their children lose total respect for them? I mean, it happened to Miss Olive where her kids were so embarrassed, and we as mothers, sometimes we need to step off the internet and have consideration for the children. But imagine her children in America hearing that their mother not only have been beaten up, but have been cast into jail, with her phone also taken away. So what about family members who are trying to get in touch with her and her phone is taken away? And knowing how the system runs, when she's ready for her phone, you're going to hear that they never took anything from her. They don't know what she's talking about. You're talking about a stranger whose belongings is at a stranger's home. Passport, maybe green card or citizenship papers, driver license, credit card and everything. Left there in a stranger's home. You're talking about someone who have to leave their clothes behind. Someone who have to leave their money behind. She could ask for her money after and somebody say, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't see any purse. We didn't see nothing. So you take this woman, you haul her off to jail, and you believe this man that here I am in St. Thomas, I'm using slingshot, killing birds, and this lady just came all the way from America because she saw me flirting with two teenagers in Antigua, so she flew down all the way to Jamaica to get me in trouble. Or we could have a better story. Oh, I went to Antigua and I worked all this money, and this lady flew all the way from America to come collect the money that I earned in Antigua. Do you think Amari is stupid? I'm not stupid. So, stinking Jackie Ante, you need to move aside with all these rumors that you're trying to cloud people's mind, stating that Miss Nicholson went to Jamaica because she went for money that he earned in Antigua. It's not like Gully Bop is at the top of the map right now. So it's not like back in the days and when things were really hot, he received $4,500 for a show in St. Martin. My guess is that Gully Bop received probably $500 US to go to Antigua. Most likely he collected half before he went, and he collected half after he went. So the motherfucker in real life is broke. So why are we thinking that this lady would leave America? I checked about my tickets yesterday, and the tickets cost approximately $500 right now. So you're telling me that she left America, spent $500, plus spending money in Jamaica to go collect $250? No, I do not believe so. Who is Robert Lee Malcolm? And if I should really say who who is Robert Lee Malcolm, stones would be cast at me. Because on social media, to many, he's this icon that can do no wrong. Robert Lee Malcolm is a slim but very strong individual. If you notice, the words he said after the lady was abused was, people just need more crowd. Call the crowd, call the crowd. In other words, he's ready to form a battalion force to demise this woman even more than she's being demised. It just reminds